This is a series of shows that will address the New Age with such topics as the use of crystals, channeling, out-of-body experiences, even UFOs. Each week, we'll have a celebrity guest who will share his or her personal experiences in these areas. We will also meet the people who have influenced them. Today, we'll be talking about yoga, and our special guest is the star of the award-winning film Platoon. Charlie Sheen is one of Hollywood's busiest young stars. In 3 years, Charlie has appeared in 9 films, including Lucas and Red Dawn. Along with Charlie, we'll be meeting his friend and teacher, Bikram Chaudhry, who is known as the yoga master to the stars. I am pleased now to introduce you to Charlie Sheen.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Can you tell me what was it that got you interested in yoga?
Well, about 5 or 6 years ago when I was back in high school, I think it was my sophomore year, my mom had been going for 8 or 10 years and was always trying to get me to come in what she labeled Bikram's torture chamber, which sounded very attractive and something I should definitely check out. But I was playing baseball at the time, and I found that once I started visiting the classes, that it was beneficial as far as my flexibility and my stamina just on the baseball field. I didn't know at the time how important it was psychologically and emotionally to my life in general.
So you were playing baseball, and then your mom had suggested that you might be interested in coming to one of Bikram's classes, and that's how you started.
Basically, yeah. I was about 16 at the time.
And you found that it benefited your baseball games?
Yeah, in fact, I wasn't much on the academic side of the educational system, and I would leave school, I think ditch is a good term, and go to the class in the morning if I had a game that night. And having stretched out all morning and gotten warm, basically, I'd go back to the baseball field and just be ready to walk through walls. My throwing improved, my batting improved, and my eyesight even improved.
Do you still play baseball?
Yes. In fact, I'm playing right now to get in shape for a film that I'm doing in September about a famous World Series scandal called 8 Men Out.
Oh.
So it's nice to finally be able to do something that I love and also employ it into my professional life.
Well, what about your work? Does yoga make a difference to you when you're on the set?
Yeah, no, I've been off and on, like I said, for 5 or 6 years, and I haven't been able, scheduling-wise, to get in to the extent where I'd like to occupy time with the yoga. But when I can do it in a duration of time, I find that it enhances my concentration, my memory. It keeps your face clear, keeps your body in shape.
Right.
And,
so you mean that when you're working on a film, you try to do some yoga, but you don't always get it in?
Well, if you're putting out 15, 16 hours a day, then you got to rehearse the night before, and you're trying to assume social existence at the same time. There's just no time.
Why do you think Bikram attracts such a variety of people to his classes, including the celebrities?
Well, without generalizing too much, I think it's his overall his ability of guidance, of playing mentor, guru, teacher, friend, essentially. It's like you're in his area, but you're there for yourself. And the way I've viewed it is it's not that he's so much wanting to put you through the pain for him. It's that if you see that this caliber of pain that you're feeling, that nobody else can put more on you, essentially.
Well, you're talking about pain. So that might discourage people from actually trying yoga. Is it something unbearable? Is this
No, it's far from unbearable, but it's very challenging. If you're doing the Hatha course, it's something that you have to develop gradually, and it's the same postures every day, but you find that each one becomes a little easier and a little more balanced, a little more structured. And,
so when you go to class, you essentially do the same exercises each time.
Yes.
But you just get more adept at them.
Exactly.
Well, you said something about, that you get clearer in your concentration through yoga. Have you gotten into more of the philosophy side of Hatha yoga, or has it mainly just been the physical?
Well, the philosophy aspects have come through Bikram himself. During the 10 or 12 seconds that you get to relax in between postures, he's
talking all the time.
Absolutely, but it's very, it makes you think a lot. But in fact, I first walked in, I see this guy who looks like he was the runner-up in the Paul Anka look-alike contest, and this is introduced as Bikram. And from that day on, we've had quite a nice relationship.
Well, have there rather been other philosophies that you personally have been involved with besides yoga?
Just primarily trying to maintain a morally and ethically sound existence. Outside of that, I'm nothing that I've applied to myself.
Well, we'll be right back with Charlie Sheen and his yoga teacher, Bikram Chaudhry. Joining us now is the man who has shaped up scores of celebrity bodies, Yogi Bikram. He is a 3-time national yoga champion. I'd like to introduce you now to Bikram.
How are you?
Hi,
How are
nice
you?
to have you
Good
here.
to see you.
Now, Bikram, I have heard that you started yoga at the age of 3.
Right.
How did that happen? Did your mom and dad just take you somewhere and...
No, it's a long story, but makes long story short. We used to live out of Calcutta, another town where they don't speak our language, Bengali. And there was a teacher who used to teach the Hindi language. My brothers, sisters used to go to learn that language, and I had to sit on his lap 4 hours. At the age they are going to do some chanting and used to get prasad, means some sweet, And I used to go wait for 4 hours to get those candies.
Yes.
And that teacher told me that you can't get this candy until you do something because you didn't learn the language. I was 3 years old. How can I say, well, you teach me something?
So he asked you to
so
do
he
some...
used to hold my feet and hang me, and this is called headstand. So that's the way my life started. When I was 5, I came back to Calcutta. Then I met my guru, Vishnu Ghosh, which is the brother of Paramahansa Yogananda.
Paramahansa Yogananda,
Right,
and most people know Yogananda.
That's right.
So his brother was your guru.
My guru, yes, Vishnu Ghosh from Calcutta.
Now, what brought you to America?
Shirley MacLaine.
Shirley MacLaine.
Yes.
Why Shirley MacLaine?
She went to Bombay when I was to teach in Bombay, 1964, 65, to learn yoga from me. And after...
Well, how did she hear about you?
I don't know. Everybody knew about me maybe those days.
Okay.
And she told me that America need me. So she was after me since. And then I came to America.
Did you have an idea of America as some kind of, fantasy land or something?
Absolutely not.
No.
What America I heard from my guru and everybody else when I came here, I was disappointed.
You were disappointed?
Very much. It was not the same thing. My guru used to say, my guru taught in this country 20s and 30s in all universities and everywhere with his brother, Paramahansa Yogananda. And he used to say, if you didn't go to America, your life is incomplete. But when I came, I didn't find anything what I heard from him. It was different.
That's because you did think of it more as a fantasy.
It has to be.
When I went to Europe the first time, I felt a little disappointed.
Different,
People
yes.
kept talking
Exactly,
about Europe.
exactly.
Well, you have a lot of very famous students.
I do, yes.
Who are some of the celebrities you've taught?
God, I mean, hundreds, Quincy Jones,
Quincy Jones?
Herbie Hancock, Herb Alpert, Shirley MacLaine, Juliet Prowse, Candice Bergen, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, John McEnroe.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh,
You think
yeah.
that helps his game?
I saved his life. I bring him back to the game last 4 years. He was retired.
He was what?
Retired from his game. He couldn't play
Retired.
anymore completely.
Oh.
4 years ago.
You mean body problems?
Body, mind, soul, everything.
Oh.
Yoga helped
Yoga
him
is
to reborn once again.
So I take it yoga is a combination of body, mind,
and soul. That's the definition of yoga. Yoga means marriage, union. Why people get divorced in this country? Because is marriage between your own body, own mind, own soul. Then you can offer to somebody else, to another body, another mind, another soul. That's called marriage.
Charlie, do you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so you've listened to Bikram's philosophy.
Intensely.
What is he like as a teacher in class? Is he tough on you?
He's tough, but it's not a toughness that's directed through anger or anything. It's all for our own benefit primarily.
What is so unique about Bikram as a teacher?
Well, he puts a mirror in front of us and tells us the toughest thing that it's hardest to accept is the truth about ourselves.
A mirror.
That's it, yeah.
Okay. What does Charlie mean about you put a mirror?
Mirror
If I come
means
to your class.
The biggest problem in human life is lack of self-realization, which we call in India God realization, another word.
God realization.
So you people, they don't know what the hell they're doing. You're all driving the car, but in reverse, and you don't know that. So for the first time you come to my class, I hold the mirror in front of your face. you can say yourself who you are, your body, your mind, your soul. And I tell you, hey, you are driving only reverse. That's not the way car drive. You put it in the drive.
But if I come to your class, are you going to tell me something different than the first time you see someone else in your class?
Not something. I will tell you everything about you, which you never heard before, nobody in the world can tell you. Everything, from your head to the toes, from bone to the skin, your mind, your soul, your personality, you are intelligent or you stupid, or you anything you want. I mean.
Do people leave your classes because you're a little too blunt sometimes?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, that's their problem. I feel sorry for them, but they all come back. Because people come to me, like a Kareem, I said, with no choice.
Right.
You've been to 100 doctors, every psychiatrist you went through, even Dr. Ruth didn't help. Then they come to my class and you reborn once again from the scratch. And I teach you how to live like a human. You know?
Well, why should people do yoga? You say that it's so great, but really why? Well, first let me ask Charlie, why do you think people would benefit from yoga?
Well, we've all got our own problems, our own lives, and I think, we all find the avenues that it benefits mostly. And for me, it's been my professional life of acting, and before that, it was the baseball world that I was involved in.
It just made everything a little bit more clear for you?
Yeah, there was definite clarity.
In other words,
your
system becomes a little bit more finely tuned.
Absolutely, yeah.
Jenny, I can give you an example. Like Charlie's father, Martin.
Yes.
He used to come to my class once in a while with Janice about 14 years ago. Then he was doing movie, Apocalypse Now. He got a terrible heart attack in Philippines. And then he came to my class, and he became my best students in the whole class. And we did so many shows together, Maybe in the future we'll do the same show with, with Martin together. Now, in that case, he needed that yoga so badly to keep the heart going on, so he can go back to his work instead of having an open heart surgery.
Right.
Like that, people come to my class, they have a 3-time open heart surgery, they don't know how to walk for 20 years. I make them play work again and go back to the normal life.
Well, Martin looks in pretty good shape.
Oh, you better believe it, this boy is not as good as his father in yoga, believe me. Because he does the part of your daily life religions. You won't believe it. First time he make an agreement of his movie, Man, Women and Child.
Yeah, right.
2 hours he need lunch break for his yoga. Otherwise, it was an agreement. He won't take that movie.
He put it in the agreement.
Yes. And remember, Jimmy used to go and teach the whole production in the studio. That's why Shirley MacLaine, it was her agreement when she is turning point in the Fox, that I will get out of this set at 5:30 because 6 o'clock was the class. If you agree, I will take the movie. Otherwise, I won't. That's called yoga.
Charlie told us that sometimes he does his yoga on the set, and sometimes he doesn't.
Everybody does.
Yeah, if there's time
If
permitting,
there's
of course.
time,
Yeah.
right. We'll be back in a moment with Bikram's beautiful wife, who will demonstrate some yoga poses for us. We're back with Yogi Bikram, and we've been joined by his beautiful wife, Rajashri. Rajashri has been the national yoga champion of India 5 times. I'm pleased to have you on the show, Rajashri. Thank you for joining us. Now, you are so fit. You're in such good shape. Will yoga actually benefit the figure?
Yes, it does. How you do it, like yoga exercise means the stretching. And when you do yoga, you stretch, and that's why you gain energy.
You gain energy from the stretching.
From the stretching.
And how does that help you be more beautiful with the figure?
It makes you fit and get a better shape, lose the fat, and that's why you become a really flexible and fit body.
So you actually would prefer yoga than to something like aerobics?
Some other exercise, yes. I don't want to.
Especially because of the stretching?
Yes, stretch a lot.
Well, I have with me a book by Bikram Choudhury, and it's Bikram's Beginning Classes, and on the cover is Bikram and Julia Prowse. And this is the whole set of exercises that Bikram teaches to his students from beginning to end, I take it. Is that right?
That's right.
So we're going to actually go over some of the poses in this book, and Rajashri is going to give us a sample of what they're like. Now, you say that this is for beginners.
Yes, this is only, first part of the book is 45 minutes of warming up exercise.
Warming up.
Which is all standing postures. Jennifer, today's world, people are suffering with mental stress and strain. My guru used to say, mental stress and strain is the causes of all diseases, even infectious one, like a lawyer, doctor, engineer, singer, policeman. So in their daily life, they need to get rid of mental stress and strain to bring the body, mind, and soul together. A car, gasoline, and the key. She's standing head to knee posture. She's using body as a medium to concentrate towards the mind, so body and mind together can reach the soul to get rid of the mental stress and strain. That's the beginning of the yoga exercises. Next one she's going to do what Julia did in the cover page of the book. Yes. It's called standing bow pulling posture. You use your 100% of your body, from bone to the skin, from hair to the toes, all the internal organs, important glands, nerves, veins, tissues, ligament, even the size of the molecule atom you reach, which you don't reach with any other exercise in the world. Here you stretch everything.
But Rajashri is so advanced and she makes
No, this is not
so
advanced posture.
easy.
This is a beginner's posture. This is leg down. This is only warming up exercise. This exercise is best for the heart. I have students, 70 years old, 3-time open heart surgery, they do all this thing perfectly. Then even 20 years young girl or the boy can do.
It doesn't matter what age they start.
No, that's why the beauty of yoga. Doesn't matter how late, how old, how bad shape, always you can do it. This is separate leg stretching posture. You stretch everything from bone to the... This is called triangle posture. You use your 100% of your body. Every joint of the body you use. Nothing in the world people can even dream in any exercise to do like this way. Lie down, do a couple of postures. You know the biggest problem in America? You don't know.
No.
The back.
Oh, yes, I think that is
the spine.
Everyone has a back complaint.
Do you know why?
No.
The way in this country you born and you raised, you ruined your spine because they said back bending is bad, and that's wrong. I proved it 1,000 times. All the back bending exercise you have to do. Spine is source of all energies in human body because it's a greatest nerve center. All the nerves starts from the spine. So the back bending is the roots.
But Bikram, if I was trying to do this posture, my legs might get that far off
yes,
the floor.
for 6 months. But 6 months later you can lift them. This is all beginners you do it. This is, so go ahead, full locust, go ahead, full locust. See this, the cobra, see this, the halfway bending. Second one other way. Then full thing without help. Now bow posture she's going to do completely.
Is this still warm-up?
Yeah, warm-up.
I can do some one difficult posture.
Go ahead, do some couple of things.
Yes, I'd like
Those
to
are
see
beginners.
one that's advanced. Definitely.
See, this posture make me famous in Japan 20 years ago.
Ooh.
You know, Japanese women has a bow leg. I cured thousands of women bow leg by doing Gokilasana.
Oh my
postures.
gosh.
Look at this is I don't teach in beginners, so don't get even scared. You know.
Rajashri, you must have been doing this for many, many years.
Yeah, all of her life she's doing. This is called peacock with the bow legs. What's this?
That's
Stay
incredible.
There. Stay there. Chin up.
Incredible.
Look at that.
Oh my goodness. That's amazing.
Amazing. I think that's enough. People get scared.
That's a wonderful pose. So you believe that anyone can benefit from yoga and at any age, and that the more that you practice it, the more proficient you're going to be.
I taught 5 million people in the last 30 years. Believe me or not, I have a student 3 years old, which I started. I have a student 90 years old. They all can do it.
We have to go to a commercial break right now. We'll be right back. I'm back with our guests. Charlie, after seeing that incredible demonstration by Rajashri, are you going to go back to class?
Most definitely, yes. I have almost a month left before I start my next feature, and I'm going to go back and get the body in shape.
So you'll be working out for the next month in yoga class. Do you ever hope to attain the type of posture that she just did?
Well, there's always hope, but then again, there's always the reality of what I'm capable of doing.
Well, Bikram, tell me, if you could see yoga being done all over the world, what kind of benefits do you think our world would have from that?
A short answer?
No, you can say anything.
We are all human beings. What makes us human to maintain the humanity to this world? When we lose the humanity, then we are not human anymore. And that's why we don't love ourselves. We are incapable of loving each other. So if you do yoga, or everybody does yoga in the world, the first time you love yourself, then you will be capable of loving each other, and there'll be no guns.
Well, Ralph Waldo Emerson said that self-trust is the first step to success. And you're saying that yoga can bring us closer to some kind of trust of ourselves, our bodies?
Same thing. When you know yourself, then you can find out somebody else. And you can find yourself with somebody else. Then you learn how to live together like a human. So that's why yoga brings your body, mind, and soul together. That's called self-realization or God realization.
Is that something that you, one of your, what would you call it, dreams, is to see yoga?
It's not my dream. It's the biggest truth of human life. That's the humanity. You know, that's the way it should be. And lack of that, we are in so much big trouble. We are not happy anymore. You know, we don't like each other anymore, you know.
Thank you for being with us. I'd like to thank my guests today for joining me, Charlie Sheen, Yogi Bikram, and Rajashri. I look forward to being with you again and bring you more of the New Age.